The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hello, welcome to GameShift. On tonight's show, we got The Forest, Steep, Banished, Red Dead Redemption, and Mass Effect Andromeda. Join us. Welcome. So tonight we're going to be discussing, Kevin brought in some footage of The Forest.
Yep. We start off with The Forest. Another early access game, another survival game from Enlight Games. This one you start off in a passenger plane and you've got your son with you, little Timmy. Oh, doesn't he just look adorable sleeping on your arm there? And as with most survival games, something goes horribly wrong. Yeah, why can you not go through a survival game where everything is all right?
I know, right?
Yeah, well, that's why survival game. But you know,
just
hey,
get off the plane and walk to the
wouldn't
nearest
that be
restaurant.
nice? Well, the good news is you survived the crash. The bad news is the wings come off and it's a rather terrifying flight down. But you know, hey, you survived the crash. That's about as much good news as I've got. The bad news after that is once you survive the crash, you are in a mysterious forest inhabited by cannibals.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so it's all sorts of fun. But when you regain consciousness from here, and you'll see this in just a sec after poor little Timmy bangs his head on the console there a few times, you wake up mostly intact. There's a little bit of blood involved, but this nice little gentleman with the red arms and the red body decides to take little Timmy away. And yeah, that's your journey from there.
So find your child.
Find your child and all the rest of the surviving passengers. And including some non-surviving passengers. But it's typical with most survival games. There is a lot of crafting involved. You're going to need to build a base to protect yourself from the cannibals. You need to find food, shelter, a source of water, and other variables involved in keeping yourself alive. The mechanics are really good. Gravity seems to work correctly. Physics is mostly okay. There's some clipping every now and then, and some of the crafting gets a little bit of taking used to, because things are a little weird sometimes. But overall, it's been receiving fantastic reviews. It's been well received. It's been out there for, I want to say, about 2 years, and they've got another patch coming up in about 2 weeks. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's like. But yeah, this is just the first opening moments, and you're surrounded by not a lot, and I started off next to a cliff, lucky me. So I've got this much area before I fall to my death.
Seems like the first thing they get right in these games is like the graphics. They always tend to have really good graphics.
The graphics are gorgeous. And
in their previews.
Yeah, I also started next to a cannibal camp, so this is not going to bode well for the first week of existence trying to do anything. I have no idea how I'm going to survive this, but I will do my darndest. As again, with most survival games, scrounge the area, grab everything you can, because you will need all the materials that you can. Chopping wood down, you chop the trees down because you need to make logs. Again, the mechanics of this are a little bit weird. You can't hold the mouse button down to chop the tree down. You got to constantly hit the mouse button. So it's a little odd, but that's okay. I don't mind it. It's pretty fun, and the tree falls down, and poof, it's logs. Very weird.
Yeah. You don't have to cut it at all.
No, you don't have to cut it beyond that. You can only carry. Work. It does save work, but you can only carry 2 at a time.
Okay.
So there's lots of back and forth running around like an idiot, and you can only build so much so fast. But yeah, you're picking up everything possible. There is combat. There is. They've done a great job with the animals. There's birds. There's lizards. There's rabbits. There's all sorts of animals. There's bears. Again, bears, very bad. Yeah. Very, very bad.
A treehouse, that pre-built for you, or did you have to build that?
No, I had to build that.
Okay.
That was what I started building initially, but I had to hop up here because I've got this one guy who's running around, and he's a cannibal. Here's my crafting book that I accidentally pulled up rather than crafting myself a Molotov cocktail so that I can try and hit this guy. And as you can see in just a moment here,
I don't see him yet. Where is he?
there he is. Yeah, he's just going to hang out there and taunt me because he's kind of mean. There is a little reticle indicating where I'm going to throw this, which is kind of nice. And unfortunately, he doesn't cooperate, and he's just behind the fire and steps out of it, and I missed him.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And he just sits out there and he taunts me relentlessly. But I'm lucky in that it's only one cannibal so far.
Yeah, he's going to call his buddies
Yeah.
over.
I gave that one a 8 out of 10 phalanges. Steep. Tell us about it. Come on.
Oh,
Looks
yes.
good.
Steep, this is like just the demo here, but based off of the demo, I think it's very well done.
It's a safer way to snowboard, that's for sure. I'd get
yeah.
myself killed.
Doing the tricks is different than any other game I've ever played, so
Yep.
you'll see I don't do too many tricks. But the controls are good. You just got to get used to the trick system. Once you do, it works pretty well.
Okay, good.
So this is just like a race, right now. This
Yep.
is just a race I'm running with the snowboard. Now you have the snowboard, the wingsuit, paraglider, and skiing.
Even more ways to get yourself killed. All right.
Yeah. I do snowboard in real life, but none of the other stuff.
Ah.
Skiing I
Gotcha.
can too, but I prefer the snowboarding.
Fair
So
enough.
now you'll see a little bit of the wingsuit.
Ooh, there you go.
Which is a little more dangerous.
Gee, you think?
And I had a lot of fun with that.
It looks
it's
fantastic.
great. Yeah, and it goes like day, night. You can see, and I guess there's like an add-on pack that you can get for actual nighttime snowboarding and skiing. And
Interesting.
I don't know if you'd wingsuit in the dark.
I suppose if the
wouldn't.
ground is lit,
I wouldn't.
I don't blame you.
But I took this for the wingsuit. I took for just to see if I could do it.
Yep.
I went to the very, very top of the mountain and just dove down and just
Yep.
tried to glide my way all the way to, and I went right off the map. So it is a huge game, and I forgot to pull my parachute.
Oh, that looks
Or
like
I
it
pulled
hurt.
it too late. But so I still won.
You won, but you injured yourself.
I still won. It's
That's
awesome.
okay.
So
And that
then,
one was a
yeah.
9 out of 10. Nice.
Yeah, I did. I gave that a 9 out of 10 just because it is a lot of fun and there's a
does look
lot to
interesting,
do.
yeah.
And it's just huge. So I'm
Perfect.
looking forward to the full game. I'll be
Excellent.
seeing that.
Now we've got Banished from Shining Rock Software. This is kind of a building game. You start off as a small colony of about 10 to 14 people. You've been expelled from your village in medieval times, and you've got to start a village of your own. First thing you've got to do is build houses for everybody. You've only got so much resources. Then after that, you have to worry about stuff like food, water, clothes, tools.
For everybody.
For everybody. And people have babies, so you have to worry about educating the kids. And as they grow up, will they have food? Will they have water? Will they have clothes? Will they have all this stuff? And the more people you have, the more you can do, but until you have enough people, you can't do everything for everyone, so it's a little bit of a catch-22. People can get sick, people can get injured, people will die of old age, people will die in accidents from cutting trees down or mining stone and stuff. But there's a lot of interaction with the map. You can chop down the trees, you have to mine for ore, mine for stone to build more houses, farming, and seasons happen, so...
Yeah, I saw that. Like you had snow there, now you're...
Yep, if it's an early winter, there goes your crops. So it makes for a bad time at that point. Other natural disasters can happen, like weather. You can have your village houses catch on fire, and if they're too close together, well, more and more houses are going to catch fire. Generally bad, generally not a happy thing. But the game is actually pretty addicting. I only gave it about a 7 out of 10, only because there's still some more they could do with it. But I am having a lot of fun with it, and there's me just kind of going away with the farming there. The villagers are gathering food right now.
A lot of villagers.
Well, actually, that's not a lot of villagers. Looks like I've got about 36 villagers who are working, 2 people who are students, and 1 child right now. So we had just gone through some sort of an accident. This is just a little while later, and I've got my first house on fire. So everyone has to drop what they're doing, run to the well, gather water, and try and do what they can to save the house. There is external trading in there, but the trader doesn't come around every year, and he won't always bring things you need. Yay, you.
How much can you advance? Can you get vehicles?
There are no vehicles. This is medieval times, so
medieval,
you're
okay.
roughly about year 12 or 1300. The best you can do for speed is a stone path so people can walk faster.
Yeah, but no horses or
There's no
anything like
horses
that?
in this
Oh,
game.
okay.
Maybe that's something that could happen in a patch
Yeah.
or something. Don't know.
It would be interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But the entire village is out there trying to put out this fire, and you can see this one poor guy is already homeless because that's his house.
Yeah, that's the one with the
That's
house.
the one with the house above his head. He is currently homeless, the poor, unfortunate fool. But it's also right next to our resource pile. It's next to our tailor, who makes all of our clothing. So if this goes badly, yeah, there goes things in the village, and you got to
Yeah.
restart again.
Oh, boy.
And
It
there
is
goes the
going
tailor.
badly.
Things are definitely going badly. So survival is not guaranteed. Survival is really tough, and it can be frustrating until you get things going. I actually tend to separate out the village into 2 or 3 sections, so that if something happens in one part of the village, it's not going to affect the entire populace.
Yeah, make it so the houses are expanded around town.
A little bit, yeah. And there's the results. We lost
Oh, man.
4 houses and the tailor, and
Went from bad to worse.
yeah,
Look at
definitely
all those
didn't-
homeless people now.
Yeah. They're not happy. There's 16 people who are homeless, and it takes time. And if you don't have the resource to rebuild houses, they're going to die.
Yeah. Geez.
And
then
then
now you can't like move them into other people's houses temporarily.
there's only
or
so much
anything.
space
Wow.
now. So that won't happen. Yeah, and that will affect their morale. That will affect their health. And if their morale and health is affected, then more of them will die. And
Yeah, and
it's
the weather
rough.
effects look good.
Yeah. We're off to Red Dead Redemption. Looks a preview here.
Yeah, this is just a trailer of the game, but it's I had to put it on. It's awesome.
It looks fantastic from everything I've seen of it. I want this game, if it should ever manage to port to PC, which
know.
I
It
don't
will.
know.
I like that there's the first one didn't seem to have many animals. The first one did have like night, day, stuff like that. It was really cool.
Yeah, adding animals like this adds so much just to the atmosphere of the game.
Yeah, it has more atmosphere. It looks like the land looks much better. The graphics are sharper. They waited so long to make a second one that
Yep.
it's gonna just be way beyond the first one.
Definitely can't wait to try this out.
They're not exactly saying who the main character is yet, but I'm hoping it's the same one as the first one, Marsden. Yeah, he was a good character, but I don't know.
Yeah,
No
well,
spoilers here.
No, definitely not a spoiler.
So we'll see Red Dead Redemption 2. That Red Dead
Yeah.
Redemption was definitely one of my favorite games. And
It,
when you play
again, it looked like a lot of fun. I just
yeah, and
not
the
available for
atmosphere and everything's there. So night, day, you start out, you have to farm, you have to do all kinds of stuff. You meet people. I mean, the game is just an incredible Grand Theft Auto in the West. What else could you ask for? Ride the horses, and
steal the horses.
get into fights and gunfights and all that stuff. This was just a perfect cowboy game.
Nice.
Like a Western game.
Excellent.
Finally the perfect.
Looking forward to it. What
And,
else is next? Mass Effect Andromeda from
Yep.
BioWare.
Another trailer.
Yep.
Just because it's out, and the Mass Effect, the first one, the second one are both
Yep.
backwards compatible now, so you can play them in preparation of this one.
Nice.
And actually Mass Effect 3 as well.
That I've got.
So this is the fourth one, and this one looks to just trump all those again. Like I said, they just came such a long way. This is the first Mass Effect that's on like the new consoles.
Yep.
So it looks great. They don't show much. I mean, they're not going to show you much.
No,
of the game.
they tend not to on the trailers. Just enough to get you hooked.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hooked on the second one right now. I'm playing that through, and then I'll go to the third one. But I can't play the third one until I play the second one. That's
Yep.
just how I am.
Fair enough.
Something's going on here with the gravitational pull. Someone has, I think someone got control of the gravity or something.
Interesting. Big boom, big boom.
These games are incredible though, like the story and just the depth that they go through. And
Yeah.
if you like the Star Wars, the BioWare Star Wars games, this is just like it.
Yep.
It's just their take on it. They don't do the Star Wars license anymore.
Yep. That definitely looks an interesting game. Ooh. And I'm assuming a bad guy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Nice.
Grabbing him by the throat there.
Available in spring. Very nice.
But yeah, this Mass Effect Andromeda. And now, Final Fantasy 15 came out. Tried to get a trailer for it. but I got the game very late, and I didn't have any good trailers. So.
Yep. So, well, we'll work on that for maybe next time.
Yep, definitely will. The thing about Final Fantasy 15 is give it a shot. You know, I hope that people out there will try it out. It's a great game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. The size of the world is just incredible. I love it when people create these worlds, like these giant worlds that just comes out of their head. And this one's great. The characters develop. The story is incredible, like, you know, all Final Fantasies. This reminds me of like a Final Fantasy VII remake that should have been the next level of Final Fantasy VII.
Nice.
So in my eyes, I didn't play like Final Fantasy VIII or any of those. I played Final Fantasy was like Final Fantasy VII was the last one that held my attention. This is holding my attention. I go home, I play it every night, and one of my friends actually said, "Hey, you know, we haven't even got past the first little tiny part of the world."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh man, we got to give them more." So, oh look, we got a little bit of
Fair enough.
a little bit of it here. Now this is a fight that like I did record, but it was so. I'm stuck in a cave, and this is what happens. But what they do to make it just a little bit more claustrophobic, I guess, and a little more scary, they put you in these little tiny areas, and these big monsters come after you.
Yeah,
it turns out pretty
like
good.
a giant spider or something. Everyone hates spiders.
There's always a giant spider, but this one has little ones with him.
Oh, joy.
And he throws them at you.
Very nice of him.
And yeah, you have fire, thunder, ice. Those are some of the spells that you can have. I haven't gotten my giant guardian yet, where you always see in the Final Fantasies these huge scenes that play out when you do a special move, and I don't have that yet. So I'm just touching the start of this game, and I've been playing it for about 4 hours, 5 hours.
That's good.
Yeah, so
You
this is
like to
gonna
have
be
a lot of
good
gameplay in
long
there.
game.
Good.
Yeah,
Nice to see.
I mean, you can watch this for a little bit and just see, like, this isn't showing you much to the scope of the game, but you can also, you see how I just kind of walked away from some of the bad guys. And
Yep.
I'm going to the next part. And you can avoid enemies, it's your choice. You know, and it goes into little cut scenes that are very well done.
Yep.
Nothing bad about this game. I can't say anything bad about it. Have you played any of the Final Fantasies before?
I've actually never played any of the Final Fantasies. It's just, I haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, I know. I got a backlog of games now that I just...
same here.
You can go up to these crystals, and they'll let you charge your fire, so you can use it again. Because everything's like, you know, everything is limited.
Yep.
And then you have this screen that pops up, and you know what pops up on this that made me pretty excited is the original Final Fantasy VII music. You got the old dun, 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 and I'm like, that's awesome.
Nice.
4 characters in your party right now.
Looks like you're assigning powers and stuff. Good.
One of your characters is actually, and I was testing it out on Facebook, it's pretty funny, is one of your characters is a photographer. Each person in your party has a different
Occupation.
personality and occupation. So this guy's like a photographer, and he takes your picture, and I'm like, why does he take your picture through the whole game? Or you can it'll ask you in between, like, oh, what picture do you like? And you can hit Y and share it to Facebook, like right directly to Facebook.
Interesting.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, so, and you write little, you can write
Notes
little
about
things about it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's funny. So I took a picture of the first real town you get in. I took a picture of me and my buddy standing there and posted it on Facebook like, hey, road trip. And my wife was like, what are you talking about? What are you doing?
Oh, well.
I was like, no, it's fun. It's just the game.
Just
I was
the game.
testing this.
Nice.
But and then there's so many different animals and like creatures in this, and unbelievable, like huge monsters, and they just keep getting bigger. And I'm like, oh, how big can you get? You can get pretty big.
I don't doubt it.
This was a problem I had, and this was why. This was you know, I didn't choose this video because it was it's me. I keep falling off the cliff, and this is the problem in these tight caves. You'll keep falling off the cliff, and it's repetitive.
Yeah. Well,
You know, the graphics are good. This cave winds, and there's different paths you can take, and there's actually so it's like a maze. There's dead ends. I don't know. I wasn't impressed with the demo when I first saw it, but now it looks like they improved the graphics from the demo. So
That's
it's
good.
really sharp, crisp graphics. They show close-ups of the characters. And see, I fall off the cliff again. I'm just
Again.
having fun. It's like a
I guess so.
slip and slide down there. I get to go fight the bad guy for a minute and then go down the slip and slide again. Keep going back for more.
Report card D's. That's not good.
I did give this a 9.
That's pretty impressive.
The only reason I wouldn't give it a 10, it is pretty complex. You should go through the tutorial,
Yep.
which I did not.
Mm-hmm.
Huge problem. But I mean, there are like little tiny, I don't want to call them aggravating like glitches,
Mm-hmm.
but there are glitches in there. Like you can walk into a wall and get stuck, or the
Yep.
controls are a little funky in some parts. You could see because I keep falling off the wall here. But one time, my own character, the artificial intelligence, pushed me off a wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's great. Then you have to go all the way around because you can't just climb up the
Nope,
wall.
of
You have
course
to
not.
go find the stairs. But yeah, it's really good. It's just one of my favorite games right now. I'll be
Yeah.
playing that all week.
Nope.
Hopefully, I'll beat it.
It would be nice. Kind of an update for anybody who's playing No Man's Sky. They just came out with a Foundation update, or they're calling it the Foundation update. Anybody who's heard anything or started playing the No Man's Sky, when it came out, there were all these great promises of what it would do and
Yeah.
everything, and it failed miserably on every account. I think it's got the lowest rating of any game on Steam in history right now.
Yeah.
Um,
I heard now the update gives you the ability to actually like create your station.
You can modify your base a little
Modify
bit more,
your base.
and it adds some more features. And the update itself is getting good reviews, which is nice to see. But it didn't add so much to the game where it made the game really playable. Still think we're somewhere around a 3 or a 4 phalanges on this. It's not great yet. There's still work to be done, and hopefully they can get this work done. But they stumbled out of the gates with this
I know,
one. They made all
and
these promises and just they didn't execute a single one.
I know. I'm pretty certain that they wanted to execute, what they said, and in theory, that's what they wanted to do. And yeah, I just don't think it can
Yeah.
be done at that point.
No, they just. I mean, I give them credits for trying now, but it's a little late, and a lot of the players are still really disappointed. So that's a lot of goodwill that they've lost with that. Again, hopefully in the future they can come out with an edition that actually presents you with most of those options, or even all of those options. But yeah, I'm not particularly hopeful on that.
Yeah.
So unfortunate, but
Hopefully on the next show, I will have Dead Rising 4.
ooh,
Yeah,
okay,
because
we'll see about that.
that game looks good. I'll have the full version of Steep. If I find anything amazing on there, I'll have a video of that. But I mean, we already did a video on
Bring
it.
a video of you crashing into something really hard. That'll
Yeah,
be
there
fun.
we go.
We'll
That
take
is
joy
fun.
in other people's misery.
Yeah, exactly. And what else is coming out? There's a couple more. I have Oddworld. Have you ever played Oddworld: Abe's Odyssey? The
I'm
first
not.
one.
No.
One of my favorite games ever. I got the special edition of it, which is like, it's been out for a while, but it was on sale for like, it was very cheap for the holiday, so I
Yep.
got it. I'll have some video of that because I love that game. That's one of my favorites. The graphics are
Yep.
incredible. So
Excellent. Yeah, Steam just had a sale for Black Friday, and they've actually got the next Steam sale for the winter is, I think, December 23rd. So there'll be a lot of games available for nice discounts, up to 75 to 90% off on some stuff, but a lot of stuff will be 20 to 50% off.
I know it's Black Friday went for like a whole week now.
Yep.
So they should just call it Black Week. And Cyber Monday also went like an extra week.
Yeah, it went nuts,
So-
but it was definitely fun. I got some games off there. I had the Lego Star Wars series was $5. I couldn't say no to that.
Yep, and that's a great game. I love
Dishonored was $3.
Oh,
The
you
original
can't beat
Dishonored.
that,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
special. It did the special high def edition, right?
yeah, it's the regular version, and if you pick it up with all the DLC, it's still only added up to $10. So
Right. Yeah.
again,
that's-
you
that's
couldn't say
great.
no to that.
So it gives you an excuse to buy the second one because you played
Exactly.
the first one. Second one, twice as hard,
Yep.
but just as good.
Looking forward to playing that. I haven't installed it yet, but
Yeah.
not sure what I've got coming up next episode because I haven't plan that far ahead, and
Right,
it's that time of
exactly.
year
It's
where
the
we're really, really
holidays and
busy.
we're all stressed
Oh,
out. I
my
had 3 Thanksgiving dinners.
I had one, but I had to leave at, well, after lunch because we had to wake up early in the morning to get to work. Oh, and by early in the morning, I mean 11 at night.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so Thanksgiving came and went, and it was really quick. Hopefully everyone out there had a good Thanksgiving, and hope you're all having a great holiday this year.
Looking
Kudos on
forward
you.
to Christmas.
Yep.
We'll see you next week.
Have a good one.
Catchphrase.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.